guys. I'm Eliza. Nice to meet you. What's happening? I have stage fright. It's not all you people when we make, moving picture stuff. I have stage fright, like in theater. I'm a little bad. You too? You know what I'm saying. Totally. What's up? Columbus, Ohio! It's a big day for the buccos, right? Is that right? Buckeye! Somebody was like, go buccos! I'm like, totally.
At least you're trying to be local.
Yeah.
Gotta give you credit for that. Do a bit of
Someone's like, you should say, hey, OH!
There you go. Well, how are you doing today?
I'm good. For just getting in early this morning, I'm good. We were just, yesterday, if some of you guys follow me on Twitter and Facebook, I've been working on this little Albania documentary. Yeah, thank you. I hear all these Albanians in the house, right? But we literally are leaving on Tuesday for Albania, and we're premiering it there for like the whole country. And we were literally locking and loading the project just yesterday. I was doing voiceovers on Thursday night, and after we premiere it there, if you guys are like Kickstarter peoples, we'll be announcing a New York screening and an LA screening, and shit, we should do like an Ohio screening, right? Yeah. But thank you guys for anybody that supported. We really appreciated it, and we really needed it, so thank you.
Have you been out on the floor yet?
I was just out there signing for a hot second, but now we're here, and then I'm gonna cruise around a little bit.
Any weirdos so far yet today?
No, like, some people getting their freak on, but I like that.
Well, you do a lot of these events. Is there any one story, one fan interaction, good, bad, somewhere between that stands out over any other?
I think probably the weirdest and not weird, just a little unsettling sometimes is when people, will do a photo op and someone will come in and be like, I have the face tattoo too, let's take a picture with them together. And I'm like, bro, that decal hasn't been on me in about 10 years. People will get, or women, they'll get mad. They'll be like, feel really happy.
Excellent. Again, if you have any questions for Eliza, go ahead and line up in the middle. We do have one gentleman who's been patiently waiting. The brave soul who gets to go first.
That guy. Make it good, bro. Pressure's on.
Okay, well.
Doesn't sound like a confident start, but we're with you.
Well, Joss Whedon is doing the show thing, and if he, and if he wanted you to go on and do it, who would you like to play from the Marvel superhero?
I can't do that, man. I can't put stuff out there like that. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But I feel like I jinxed myself one time already in the past. So, I don't know very much about it, but I know that with Marissa and Jed, who were also on Dollhouse, and Joss behind it, it's bound to be pretty epic. So, I'm wishing them, all the best on that. Who would you think I should play?
Wonder Woman.
When Joss was doing Wonder Woman at one point, I remember him, we talked about it, and he's like, Liz, I love you for a lot of things, but you just don't scream like big Amazonian woman to me. I respect that.
I was thinking Spider-Girl.
Yeah, maybe Spider-Girl.
They could be looking for the Wasp.
Thank you.
Is it an Ant-Man movie on its way?
If you put it out there sometimes, it does the opposite of come. It goes away. So
That's true.
I like to play it, just like, play it safe.
Well, is there any role, maybe not necessarily with Joss Whedon, but any role in Hollywood that you've been maybe striving to play in your career?
If there is and has been, and now that I have a production company and we're producing projects, that's really what we're aiming towards. We're, doing it ourselves, and sometimes in the producing world, well, always in the producing world, it just takes a little longer getting there than just like you're hired, show up next week. So I've been seemingly on a bit of a hiatus, but we've been creating some really cool stuff. I have a couple of features, TV show, hopefully on a cable network. I'm thinking maybe they'll get down with, my badness a little more. And then, our Albania project.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
how did you feel portraying an iconic character like Catwoman in Batman Year One?
It was surreal. It was really surreal, but I had a great time. I mean, I've always been sort of told that I gave good voice, but now I've been doing more and more voiceover stuff, and like it's a whole other ball game. It's like it's so impressive to work with amazing voiceover artists as well, and it's just like a whole different. I mean, similar, but it's different. So California ditzy. It's like the same but different. But it's just bizarre. But playing Catwoman was surreal and awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All these people lined up. They're like, once the first guy's out of the way, we're good.
Just so you know, I'm shaky from stage fright right now.
I feel you.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
It's just you and me in here, baby.
I'm actually like a big fan of your humanitarian work, and I just kind of curious as to like what got you started in that.
What got me started? I mean, my mother, some of you may know, she's a political science professor, and just as my mother's daughter from the time I was, small, like she taught African politics, and she would take off to Africa, like, constantly, like leave the 4 kids with somebody, and or she started to one by one take us with her, and I tripped and fell into this business, but before I was acting, I was always traveling with my mother and with my brothers and family, and part of I think being able to tell people stories and act is being able to hear real people's stories and like go straight to the source, and then I just think that some people in the world are born into a luckier life than others, and yet we're all the same. We're all people. We all have the same feelings, and it's important to me to try to use whatever tools or opportunities that I've been given to try to help somebody else's little heart.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that you do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Everyone's like, the little hearts out there. Yeah. You did it, right here. Good job.
I like that. I know you've probably been asked this like a million times, but
I'm gonna ask it again.
did you do your own stunts on Bring It On and some with Buffy?
I did most of them. I knew it. Okay, that one giant crazy flip and Bring It On I didn't do. And then there were a few things that Fox wouldn't let us do on Buffy. But I liked to always do as much as I possibly could, and that they would allow me to do, which was a lot.
Well, I used to be a gymnast, and just to see the ability to do that, it's just amazing.
Thank you.
So,
I was by far the worst cheerleader and dancer when we started that project because I used to, I'm not proud of it today, but I used to fight the cheerleaders and show up on, at football games in an Army Navy jacket with black hair and be really, be kind of mean. But so I really was kind of the anti-cheerleader, but then when I signed up for Bring It On, we had 4 weeks of cheerleading boot camp, and they would have to have special Eliza days. So the hardest thing for them at the time was teaching me to smile and give big cheer face, that big, because I would get into it and I would get really serious, really competitive, and look like I was faith fighting, and they're like, no, you gotta be happy, you gotta be really, so.
well,
I picked it up.
I'll be in the same room as you.
Thank you, you're sweet.
Did you ever get hurt doing any of your own stunts?
Yeah, I did. The last injury I had was on Dollhouse. We were shooting the finale, and it was the most embarrassing possible situation. We were it was a huge set, and there were 200 extras, and it's when we jump off the truck, and I run out with my giant gun, and I just completely was wearing these boots, and I walked out, there were 4 cameras rolling, and I went to shoot some guy, and my boot just slipped, and I went up and I cracked my elbow coming down, and I shot some dude by accident, and I had to go to the hospital, and but But then I came back and we finished it up. But it was like on 5 cameras. So it wasn't one of those like, hope no one saw. The most epic wipeout.
Is that somewhere on YouTube?
I hope not. I tried to, like shake everyone down and tell them I would hurt them. And then, other just kind of like regular injuries. I remember when I did True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she did so many of her own stunts for In the Limo. Did you guys see True Lies? Where she's like, and the limo goes, and she comes up, and so I was with my stepdad. He was my guardian at the time in Miami, and like Jamie Lee Curtis, she's like hot. She's a hot mama, and she would like come to our hotel after work, and she would be wearing like men's like Calvin Klein boxer briefs, and she'd come in and she'd be like, check out my wounds, and she'd be like pulling down her pants with stuff while I was like sweating in this chair. She was like just stripping and showing like, I'm talking massive, like she went through it on that movie. So from that I was like, that's badass to have, these like war scars from the day. So I used to be proud to and do the same thing.
Do you have any battle scars now?
I'm gonna say yes, I do. We'll talk later.
All right, this is on behalf of somebody who couldn't be here today, but my dad wants to know if you'll go out on a date with him.
Now that we opened up that area, I'm only in town for like a couple hours, and my man is somewhere in here, so it's a double date, maybe, but Foxy's in the back over there, he's like, no. He's like, where's your dad? I don't care how old he is. Tell him I said, what's up?
I loved Dollhouse.
Nice costume. I want everyone give this girl a round of applause. I like that.
I mean, it's Thor.
Get down with your bad self.
I love Dollhouse. Like I've watched it all the way through like 7 times. It's like that. Like my friends have had interventions for me. What did you think about the epitaphs? How did you feel about ending it that way?
At first I thought it was a little weird. Like I was like, what is he doing? I don't really get it. But then I loved it, and I just remember watching them, and I cried. I thought it was just wildly creative and wildly creative and very Joss to just get real different like that. And then of course it's unfortunate that the show had to end, but it was lovely that they gave us to play, they gave us the rest of the season to play out, and then we got to kind of like wrap it up a bit, and so I was really pleased about that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. And I had to let Joss go do that Avengers movie, so look for the team.
Whedon is my god. You are one of the goddesses of Whedon.
I'll take it.
Okay. In the Buffyverse, which was your favorite episode, not necessarily with you in it? And then in Dollhouse, which was your favorite imprint to play?
We would sing our little faces off when we would be shooting over on Buffy. Sarah actually, she loves to sing, and I think we would sing Rent songs like nonstop, like 5 in the morning while we were handcuffed together, like beating each other off the building. So the musical Buffy was a lot of feeling, and that was a lot of yumminess, and so that would have been fun to play in, and even though I didn't, it was awesome. My favorite imprint? It's hard to pick favorites. There were a lot of good ones. I mean, I know that the what's it called? The bow hunting one was a lot of fun because I like being outdoors and to get paid to go and like river raft and run through the forest, and I like that kind of stuff. I also enjoyed playing what's that chick's name? What's her name's friend? The older lady. No? Margaret?
Adele.
Yeah, her friend. Haunted? No.
I know what episode you're talking about, the funeral one.
Totally. That one. I enjoyed that because it was a challenge and because, you know, Joss has this thing where he was like, I know you and your comfort lies in your hair, and so I'm going to try to take you out of your comfort zone as much as I can on this show because I have a thing about updos. It's hard for me to wear my hair up. I just feel very exposed and I want to like whip around and punch somebody. And so he made me like just really tie my hair tight up in that episode and be like very ladylike and be very proper, and so it was challenging, but I was like, yeah, Joss, bring it. It was fun too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you filming this whole thing? I'm gonna watch it like all night over and over. Go to bed!
Now he is.
Rewind.
Upcoming projects, anything you can talk about, and could you go into a little of your character building process? What kind of research, what kind of work you do when you're working on a character or a role you're playing?
Well, upcoming projects, you know, my brother and I are producing under our Boston Diva Productions banner, and we have a couple films in development, but that, yeah, I can't really talk about because you gotta be, you know, stealthy and people will steal your ideas in this town. So we have a couple film projects, we have a TV project, and then we have our Albanian documentary that we're working on, and I just love traveling, as some of you know, and so I would love to just have something on the side where I get to travel and film it and bring you all with me. And then as far as character development, I mean, it just depends. I mean, when I played a junkie in City by the Sea, I didn't go out and shoot smack, but I tried to just lock myself in my hotel room and think really dark and sick thoughts and not sleep and smoke cigarettes all night and crack out in non-cracky ways. And then bring it on, you know, just get hanging around with a lot of cheerleaders and learning how to smile and learning how to be like really intense. And it's just, everyone's different, you know, and I think, I don't know, I mean, I'm definitely, I don't think like a super method actor, but.
Not a Strasbourg school kind of thing?
No,
you don't
I mean.
sit down and write out all your little beats and your
What was it, Anthony Hopkins, when they said like, how did you play that crazy, how'd you play Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs? And he was like, I thought about what it would be like to be a crazy person, and then I worked it like that. You know, just different folks, different strokes.
Sounds like
different.
sort of like the Olivier approach when he was doing Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman. Dustin
Exactly.
Hoffman stayed up for like 3 days without sleeping, and Olivier said, "Why don't you try acting, my boy?"
Yeah, but you know, everyone's different. I mean, I remember Franco in that movie was like, he was super into it, and he was like living under bridges and not showering for days on end. Like he was really. I mean, everyone has a different process, and I think whatever gets her done for each different person.
Okay, well, quick wrap up thought then. What difference did you see doing voiceover work? Same process, different process. I realize that there's no physical preparation for that.
Yeah, but I still like to go through the same. I mean, I treat it the same because you're sort of. You're acting it out in the room, and you want it to sound most authentic. And anytime I have a project, I mean, I have coaches that I work with, and we go through, and I do for a lot of things layer in like my own kind of subtext to make it like really gnarly and personal. And then for the voiceover stuff, it's similar preparation, but you get to like go in sweatpants, and you know, you don't have to do all the.
Do you get the
stuff.
other actors in the room so that you can work off of each other when you're doing that?
Oftentimes, yes, and that's very cool because watching some of those guys like really get into it is so impressive and so trippy. I mean, I try to just like mimic and absorb everything that I see them doing because it's really quite a skill.
Awesome, thank you.
Awesome, thank you. That was like the quietest clap I've ever. like slowly started to drop.
Golf clap.
Hi, Blue Taurus.
Hey, I kind of like the Clovers though. They were kind of fierce.
They were pretty fierce. When that movie came out, I was actually working in a Blockbuster, and we would play that movie nonstop from like the second we opened the door until we closed it. So I can still pretty much quote the whole entire movie.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have two things for you. One, what has been your favorite character or role that you've played? And two, can you please do spirit fingers for me?
Only if you do them first.
All right.
That's like a crazy spirit finger. I don't even know if that was spirit fingers. That was just like
right now.
spasm, but yay for effort. What was my favorite role? It's too hard to like pick a favorite, you know? And I mean, it's been a 20, God, it makes me feel old to say it's been a 20-year career, but it has. It's been longer. It's been almost 22 years, and I feel like every role happened at like a certain time in my life where there was something important going on, and so I can't really pick a favorite.
Can you pick a couple favorites, maybe?
I loved Faith. I mean, come on, that was one of my. Yeah, there you go. You sort of get like, you know, maybe one opportunity like that in a lifetime or in a career, and I really loved that little beast. And then Dollhouse was awesome because it was so many characters. Golf clap, thank you. And yeah, I mean, I did a movie called Nobel Son, and I loved that character, City Hall, because she was just such a spaz, and I love spazzy characters. I loved my role in Alphabet Killer. That one, thank you. Like, there are a lot. There are a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you guys all do spirit fingers? All the flashes went off. That's gonna be like a picture. I'm just gonna be like, get a life, Dushku.
Okay, cake or pie?
Depending on how you're using it, I think. I would say I like cake. I'm a cake girl. How old are you? You're 10. Got it. Good question. Thanks for coming out.
I don't think you had those thoughts until you
Always children with these things for their parents. Hi.
I just have to ask, is there any role that you didn't get that you were extremely disappointed over? Like,
Yeah.
what was the worst?
You in 22 years.
What was the worst one, I guess? Is what I'm trying to.
I mean, Mama Judy, my mother was like devastated when I didn't get the Secret Garden when I was like 11 years old. Remember that movie? She like went out and bought me like the Laura Ashley dress, and she was like, "You have to get this movie." And I like would not put the dress on, and I tanked the meeting because I think I like flipped off the casting director, and they were like, "Yeah, you're not a little lovely girl." But then I don't know. There have been a few, but you know, no regrets. Everything happens for a reason. It is what it is. There's enough roles for everybody to go around. Yep. Hi.
I have another like randomish question. Imagine you're trapped on a desert island, no way to escape whatsoever,
Okay.
and the only means of sustenance is a mythical creature. What mythical creature would you want that to be?
Who are you right now? I mean, with like my jet lag, I should be able to really dive into this one. But I mean, can you give me like multiple choice? Yeah, it's your question.
Yeah, I don't have to answer it.
Go back and then think about it and come back around. I would eat a fairy. Is that? Eat a friggin'
She's not coming to roast later.
Pretty good? Okay. Next time, give me multiple choice.
Hi. Back when
there were like rumblings of a Spike movie or like a Giles spinoff. Did you have any discussions like that about being involved in those or?
No.
No?
No. I didn't know that.
Oh,
We
okay.
talked about a Bates spinoff, but it just sort of wasn't. It was so fresh after Buffy had ended, and it just, Angel was already doing its thing, and I had been playing Faith for some time, and Joss was kind of looking to take a little bit of a break, and I really only wanted to follow him and down those waters. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, I'm a big fan of the Wrong Turn movie.
Are you? Thank you.
I really like getting chased by mutant cannibals. Anybody get hurt on the set? Or?
It was, it's always like the psycho, scary-looking cannibals are like the nicest guys in the world. So like, from action to cut, they're like, they're chasing you and trying to kill you, and then they're like, hey, can I get you a cup of tea? Nice, sweet, and the giant was like such a love, the big giant one. And then that movie was just, it was a lot of fun. The only rough part was the poison ivy everywhere in Toronto, because when we started the film, the locations scouts went out with the director, and he picked the locations, and then when we showed up to shoot, they had like done a nice thing, which was clear all the poison ivy out of the areas we were shooting in. But then the director got there, he's like, this isn't the location I chose. I wanted the really ivy covered one. And so we would go to another location where there was all that lovely ivy, and then I ended up with like poison ivy all over my body, and I had to go on David Letterman, and I mean not to be grotesque, but I had poison ivy all over my back end, and it was just like appalling, and I had to get a shot of cortisone right before the show from this hot Polish doctor at my hotel room. Sorry, it was years ago before you and I just remember being like, well, this is never gonna happen. Here we go. And I turned around, and he it was just appalling. Like I said.
So you've been to West Virginia then?
No, I haven't. I've been to a regular Virginia. Not what I said.
Thank you.
We have a little less than 10 minutes left, so we're going to try to get through as much of the remaining line as we can.
He will not be rewinding and playing that part again. I know. Being honest.
Eliza, thanks for coming to Columbus, Ohio. It's a great opportunity. My girlfriend Katie and I are so excited to meet you. We have a friend named Matthew who's in the intensive care unit in our hometown of Fort Thomas, Kentucky. He has diabetic complications. We were just wondering, girlfriend's Katie is videotaping. I was wondering if you could give him some get well wishes.
This is to Michael.
To Matthew.
Matthew. Erase that. Rewind. Matthew. Hey, Matthew, buddy, hang in there. Hopefully we see you next year at this thing. Peace.
He's getting good.
Awesome.
But Katie, if you could keep that rolling, I have one more thing.
And then go home and edit it properly.
So Eliza, as a fellow romantic, I just wanted to tell you that I love Katie with all my heart, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her. And with your blessing, I would like to ask Katie to marry me.
Stop it! Mashallah.
I hate you.
She's like, really? Didn't you? She was like, is it? Yeah, she's wearing the ring. It's on.
And then this guy has to follow that up.
up top, but. And
Lucy.
how was it working with David Boreanaz?
Such a bad football question to Not that.
It's hard to follow that.
I know, and no, David's great. I mean, I could have dealt with less like flashing from him. Just flash everybody, and that was appalling. But otherwise, he's a really funny, really swell guy.
And I guess my second question is, if you had to choose, who's hotter, Spike or Angel?
Oh my God. It was nice to get a little of both. It was
Good answer, kind of cop out.
keep it mixed up.
And it's I didn't even know you were going to be here. I saw you on the list when I got here. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I did the classic chick. So it's
Thank
an
you.
honor.
It's good to be
Great.
here. It's good to be back in Ohio. My cousin, my niece is she here? Jen, are you here? My niece? No, she's not here. But she's coming, and she's a Columbus girl, and my stepsister lives here. And then I was here a couple years ago during an election for Kerry. We did a Bring Back Ohio bus tour. And I hope the good people of Ohio get out and vote this election. And know the candidates and know the difference. Hi.
Hello. Okay, so if vampires were real, which would you choose, from your normal life right now or your Buffy life?
I'd eat a fairy! What was the question again? If vampires were real, like him going there.
Would you choose from your normal life right now or from your Buffy life?
What, to kill them, or what do you mean?
Yeah, which one would you live? Would you be just a normal person that you are now, or would you be a vampire hunter?
Oh, you put it like that. You know, I'd help out sometimes, but I wouldn't make it like my full-time job. That's a lot. I'd want like vacations.
All right, well, thank you.
Again, she's annoyed at my answer. Really wasn't what I was looking for. I'd help out. I would. Hi. What's up?
Do you dance?
What? I do. I'm not gonna dance right now though. That's how cute you are. I am not gonna get up and dance right now, but I do. Do you dance? I'm just making everyone disappointed. Show me something. What kind of? Can't you do like the new Gangnam Style dance or something? Come on. What kind of dancing do you like? What kind of dance do you like? Like freestyle, like Dancing with the Stars? What are we talking?
Would you ever do that?
What? We're talking to the kids. I love to dance. But it's hard because whenever someone tries to teach me how to dance, a lot of dances, the man leads, and I'm not very good at being led by men. So I've been in, South America or Latin countries where the dance is like the salsa, the merengue. You're led by a guy, and they're always like, "What is wrong with you? You cannot be led." And it's true. I like to just freestyle and do my own thing. Chewing. Wow. You should be on YouTube. Get like crazy hits. What's that? America's Got Talent. X Factor. Wait, X Factor's singing.
Unfortunately, this is going to have to be our last question.
He's like, fake. She's like, thank God, leave me alone. Question, my mom put me up to it.
First off, I don't think a fairy would be that filling. Not like an ogre, it's bigger, it'll feed you longer. But second question, my actual question is,
Tell him that.
I heard that there was like a 5-year plan originally for Dollhouse, So if it had actually gone the 5 years, would it have ended the same way? Was that kind of the end game, or did you all just kind of like, well, we don't really have a lot of time, let's just do this?
Probably the latter. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, we had some other stuff in mind that we wanted to do, but it was sort of an abrupt, all right, how do we wrap this thing up? So,
That was horrible.
what's that?
That was a great injustice to America.
Again, I had to let him go and rock out some Avengers action. But no, it was a bummer, and but a lot of shows they let you go, and so like on True Calling, like they pull the plug and it's like don't show up to work tomorrow, and you
I
get.
was mad about that one too, because Fox never said anything, it just stopped airing.
Yeah, so, when you look at the two, it was really nice that that Fox gave us the chance to finish it off and kind of have two complete seasons there.
Yeah.
Gratitude, right?
Yeah. Thankful for what we've got. Don't forget the white rice for your phone.
What's that? Oh, the white rice.
The
That's
white
right.
rice.
Thank you. It's working.
Well, with that, is there any place that we can follow you online, any websites when you check out Twitter, Facebook, anything like that?
Yes, my friend, there is. You can follow me, now that you mention it. I'm at Eliza Dushku on Twitter. I don't stand by everything I say on there because I'm drunk half the time. And then I'm on Facebook, Eliza Dushku, my official fan page. You can probably find it. And then we're working on like a new big website action where we really want to like integrate a community and have people like you guys and have guest posts and really like make it interactive thing. And then if any of you guys get a chance and you want to see me in my rap debut on the Jace Hall show, yes guys, you could go on YouTube and look up my console video.
I think I'd be happy to everybody here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.